What's up, board game people? Today is a tough one. I've been a little under the weather and I'm scrambling trying to keep up with myself and all the content I'm wanting to get out. Today we're going to take a quick look at the Kickstarter campaign for Kinfire Chronicles Night's Fall. We'll see what all is on offer, and at the end I'll give my honest opinion on the game and the project as a whole. This is going to get interesting. First up, I don't get any money from game companies for making my videos. I make content as a consumer for the consumer. Psst, that's you. If I get something wrong or we disagree about something, I'd love to talk about it in the comments. In the midst of a war and political upheaval, the Starless Knights have returned to the world of Aetios. A mythical force known as the Darkness transforms anything it touches, sweeping away or distorting everything in its path. The great elven city of Den Lux still stands, protected by the magical glow of its Kinfire lighthouse. It's become the last refuge, while the fate of the rest of the world is unknown. Within its walls, the city is now a tapestry of people. The city's last hope are the Seekers, a group of elite fighters and magic users trained to combat the Starless Night and battle the strange creatures left in its wake. The lanterns they wield are fueled by Kinfire, an ancient flame that repels the darkness and enhances magical energy. Kinfire Chronicles is a cooperative, quest-based RPG board game for 1 to 4 players. You'll play as a Seeker attempting to fight back the darkness and save Aetios from the starless eternal night. Kinfire Chronicles is designed to let you jump in and start playing right away. They include a welcome box in the core game that has everything you need to play your first quest. You learn the rules as you play, and more rules are introduced over the first few scenarios. This is similar to the way Jaws of the Lion teaches its players the rules. There are quite a few choices to be made, and many different directions the story can take a slight twist or turn. But in the end, this is mostly an on-rails experience. You and your band of Seekers will be following along the track of 15 mainline quests in a campaign that's expected to stretch around 20 hours. Combat is card-based with a shared turn mechanic that allows you to boost others with cards from your deck during their turn. These boosts are meant to keep all players engaged, and even when it isn't your turn, to offer an increase in the opportunity for actionable cooperative play. Play order is determined by drawing tokens from a bag. Players and enemies can be removed and added back into the bag during the flow of a turn, meaning that some characters or enemies may get a second action that turn, or even perhaps back-to-back actions. The game includes several booster packs of cards that will be opened at different times throughout your play, such as when your characters level up. These cards can both improve your character and their combat decks. Your quests will see you traversing the lands of Aetios, visiting 2 separate cities that are fully explorable. Maps are contained in a spiral-bound book that will let you play on top of it. Again, this seems to be becoming a bit of a trend, and it does usually equate to faster setup times. The game supports a diverse set of playable characters with rich background stories that can be further explored through play. There are several strong male, female, and even non-binary characters to choose from. You can get a small blurb about each of the characters from the project page. Now that we know a little about the game, let's take a look at how they've packaged up the pledge levels. For $1, you can get access to the Pledge Manager. They caution that prices will go up in the Pledge Manager when it opens. For $99, you can get the Kinfire board game with a $50 discount over the MSRP of $149. You'll also get any base tier stretch goals that are unlocked. Then, with a bit of a jump, you land at the $175 Premium Collection. This includes the Premium Upgrade Kit, containing the enemy acrylic standees, 6 neoprene player mats, metal coins, and the foreteller app narration. This also gets you the base tier and premium tier stretch goals. Then, if your money is just burning a hole in your pocket, you can grab the Ultra Collection for $1,000 that includes everything from the Premium Collection and 6 hand-drawn player cards drawn by a professional artist. These are limited to 9 backers in total. Then we come to the add-ons for the campaign. Here we have a collection of all the premium upgrades and a few other items on offer. For $50, you can upgrade your cardboard enemy standees to acrylic. The 6 player mats will run you $30. Metal Fate tokens cost $20. Foreteller narration for the game runs for $14. For $20, you can get the 4-pack of blank quest folios with supplies to create your own quests for the game. And finally, for another $20, you can get PDF copies of the Atos Atlas, both with and without space lines, to allow you to use the digital maps on your other tabletop role-playing games. The project includes monetary stretch goals set at arbitrary values. Already unlocked, the base tier of the game gets Destiny chips upgraded to plastic. On the distant horizon at $160,000, they will include a new side quest titled Ash and Bramble. Shipping estimates are available in the table on the page. Shipping will be charged in the Pledge Manager along with taxes and VAT. So let's wade into some murky waters with my thoughts and opinions. First up, I'd like to say that I was extremely excited for this campaign. The cast of developers and designers and artists they have assembled have an extraordinary pedigree, and I knew that the quality of what would be offered would be high. They seem to have completely delivered on that. The artwork is fantastic, the characters have resonating backstories, and variety enough to suit most everyone. Heck, it's an inclusive game, something we don't see very often, and it's to be commended. I love that they aren't trying to merely use that as a marketing carrot either. From all accounts, the story of the game is interesting enough to leave previewers wanting to play more and more. Combat seems interactive and lively, and the amount of choice offered to players would make even my design professors from college happy. The quality of components seems on par with what you'd expect from a mid to premium level game, and all of this coming from a fresh studio launching their first Kickstarter is very promising. My excitement for the game hasn't waned, but I am disappointed with the offering and the way it's being marketed. First, let's talk value. On offer is a 20-hour campaign for the base game that costs roughly $100 on Kickstarter. But that's $100 stripped of the shipping and taxes. For me to get this at their shipping estimates with taxes, it would come to $145.39. That's around $4.50 less than their MSRP. But you all know me, I don't want cardboard standees. I don't want the base game. I want this to look great and last for my kids to play it one day. I want the premium collection. So flopping over there, it runs $175, coming out to $240.87 to have it shipped to my door. That $50 discount they're bragging about doesn't even bring the cost of getting it on Kickstarter below the MSRP. The kicker here is that the premium collection doesn't add any content to the game. It's all fluff. No matter which version of the game you purchase, you're receiving a campaign that's slated to last around 20 hours. There just isn't enough content for my tiny little brain to justify the cost. They're marketing and pricing the game like it's the next Gloomhaven, but they're only offering you roughly half the content of Jaws of the Lion. Also, I don't think they could have worked the word premium into the pledge tier description anymore if they'd tried. Another quick comparison is the newest Descent. I purchased it on Black Friday for around $100, and my wife and I played through it in around 50 hours. That's still more than double the playtime, and I know Descent will be expanded and offer me many more hours of fun in the near future. The add-ons here are not without issue either. The acrylic standees have a wide range of production costs depending on the manufacturing process. These appear to be cut acrylic with screen printing. I don't know any production method that would justify the $50 price tag for somewhere around 32 standees. I've seen miniatures offered for those prices. In fact, Return of the Dark Tower offered 69 miniatures in the Dark Horde pack with a wash for $70. Paying around $1 or more for an acrylic standee is just too rich for my blood. The other add-ons, such as the digital maps, metal tokens, and blank quest templates, are fairly priced, but for me highly skippable. I said I was disappointed in the marketing. Some of the practices here point more towards this being a financial venture than a work of passion. There's a lot of carrot dangling going on here with a healthy dose of FOMO to back it up. The $1 pledge for the Pledge Manager access will not get you the base game at the $100 price point. If you want that price, you need to pony up in the next 20 days. When the Pledge Manager goes live, they'll raise the price to who knows what. The game comes with a mix of acrylic standees for heroes and cardboard standees for enemies. Mixing component types like that is a huge no from me. To get the acrylic standees is a must for me, and just adding one add-on pushes me almost into the realm of the premium collection. And that's on purpose. From there, it's too easy an upsell to get the extra $25, especially if you want those mats. The simple fact of the matter is this game won't sell to an educated consumer at retail for their MSRP, not sitting next to any of the games I mentioned earlier. So if this hits retail, the price will have to come down. If the price comes down, then why buy on Kickstarter, risking the money and paying the price of shipping yourself? This is a company that's trying to set themselves up for the long run. This is their flagship product, and if it's met with any success, they'll want it in stores. When it arrives there, I'll likely wait for a sale and grab it at a fraction of the MSRP, likely cheaper than the Kickstarter price. Stretch goals are a little more than unrealistic here too. In no world does it cost them $75,000 to add a side quest into the game. These stretch goals are being used as a carrot to try and guide the campaign towards the amount of funding they'd imagined they would already have reached. Hopefully, they'll be more realistic with their future goals. The other marketing tactic that rubs me wrong here is the use of influencers to try to sell their product. This may be personal preference, but I want to see people whose opinions I respect previewing and speaking about a game I'm interested in. I really want the opinion of someone who knows what they're talking about. The influencer culture is a bit cringy to me, and to put it lightly, vomit-inducing. Using it here is, I believe, being a bit deaf to your audience. Teenagers aren't your target demographic with a $100 board game. In the end, I'll say this. The FOMO on this one is killer. I want the game. I want to play it. I think this would make for a killer unboxing video, and I'd love to properly review it, but I'm not going to let the FOMO dictate my actions. This game looks like a wonderful game, and I couldn't fault anyone for hopping in and joining in on the campaign. I think you're likely to get a wonderful game with the potential to be one of the better releases of the year. I don't even think that if you had the money to spare, you'll regret going all in with the premium collection. For me, I just have to be smart with what little money I do have to back projects. And for me, the money to content ratio just doesn't add up. I'm going to keep watching Kinfire, hoping that something miraculously changes my mind. But personally, I won't be suckered into paying more in the pledge manager, and I won't let FOMO dictate the outcome here. So I know this wasn't the usual gung-ho campaign guide, but I hope I'm not coming across too harshly on the game itself. The game looks great. The campaign was a disappointment to me. Like I said, I'll continue to keep my eye on the campaign, and I'll be covering any changes going forward. I'll be back in a day or two with my upcoming campaigns for September 2022 video, and let me tell you, it's a busy month. If you haven't already, please subscribe and leave us a like to help the channel grow and reach more people. Thanks to everyone watching and commenting. Be safe, sprint towards the weekend, and play something fun tonight.